My name is Kenya and I'm from IS. So my group name is MSG. So our title is to what extent does pandemic COVID-19 has affected job opportunities in Malaysia. My group members is Fong Ji Hong from Perak, Zul Hisham bin Mustafa also from Perak, and Muhammad Musid Mustaqim, which is from. So for the first part is abstract. Has two parts, which is introductory segment and the implications highlight. Our chosen SDG is SDG 8, which is to promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. The overall aim for this paper is to find out the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic towards the job opportunities in Malaysia. For the implications highlight, this research can be used by government or any future researchers to help solve any problems related to know the current economic stand of Malaysia during the pandemic and can relate the data to their research. The finding can help the recovery phase of economics and regain the employment rate that Malaysia has to offer. The next one is the introduction. The themes of our research paper is the impacts given by the COVID-19 pandemic towards job opportunities in Malaysia. The argument. The government of Malaysia has introduced the SOPs, policies and procedures that are adhered to by businesses that used to emphasize the new norms of working and social isolation and distancing from the Statistics Report of Malaysia 2020. This shows that business in Malaysia has been changing to a new norm of working which have affected their business operation. The unemployment occurs because the working hours of the workers decrease and businesses are switched to remote working and sometimes forceful to cancel their work operations, as well as the consumers restricted, redirected and cancelled their spending from Dudu 2020. The overview of this paper is it will give an overview on how bad the COVID-19 has affected the economy and job opportunities in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to everyone. My name is Zul Hisham bin Mustafa. I am from our IS program, and now I will be presenting about problem statements and research questions. This research consists of 3 problem statements. The first one is COVID-19 virus pandemic have caused the Malaysian people to lose their job and lessen the job opportunities offered. This is because the government have taken a precaution action because of this virus pandemic that restrict people from going out. As a result from that, many organizations and company were forced to reduce the number of employees and also job opportunities offered. The second problem statement is the affected job opportunities due to the virus outbreak have caused economic fallout to the country and its people. As a result from that, all sectors in the country's economy were negatively and badly affected, that caused the growth and development of the country's economy being held back and slowed down. The third and last problem statement is lack of awareness and knowledge in overcoming this situation to sustain the country's economy. Several strategic planning need to be identified and implemented to achieve the revival of the country's economy in the near future. Now I will be presenting about the research questions that need to be answered by the data collected in this research. This research consists of 3 research questions. The first one is what are the impacts of COVID-19 towards the job opportunities in Malaysia? The next one are The next one is what are the consequences of affected job opportunities towards the Malaysian economy, and the last one are what are the solution in overcoming this issue to sustain the job opportunities and the economy of Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Muqsid Mustaqim bin Rohizat. I'm going to talk about the significance of study. So this study aims to help the government by identifying the effect of the pandemic. The pandemic had brought many changes towards the Malaysian's economy, such as employment rate had decreased, many employees had been sacked by the company to reduce the company loss. So government hopefully can solve the issue that were imposed in this study. And this study also helped future researchers that want to conducting a new research about the pandemic, so they can use this study as a reference, and the data in this study also can be used as part of their research. Okay. Next is possible entrepreneur. So during the pandemic, entrepreneurship is one of the things that people consider as they lost their job. So they trying to find a new source of income. So many people had taken a route of entrepreneurship during the pandemic, and quite a number of them had been successful. And by taking the opportunity during the coronavirus pandemic, they had managed to start up their own business. So hopefully people can take the study as inspiration to start their own business and take on the entrepreneurship.
Hello, my name is Wong Chi Hong. I'm going to discuss about the literature review regarding to the pandemic COVID-19 affected to the job opportunities in Malaysia. Based on the confirmed case over 195 countries in the world and also has the risk of spread, the World Health Organization identified and termed in the novel pandemic of coronavirus is an infectious virus. This pandemic affects the economy of various countries around the world. By this way, Malaysia no exception. The pandemic is the cause of paralyzed activities of the critical economic situation that lead to unemployment and eventual job losses with the loss of hundreds of lives of people, including young people, children, and elderly people. The unemployment occurs because the working hours of the workers decrease and businesses are switched to the remote working and sometimes forceful to cancel the work operation, as well as the customer restricted, redirected, and cancel their spending. Due to the pandemic prevailing and the slowdown the economic growth, this is totally a year with lots of mischief and losses. The GDP rate of unemployment in Malaysia have marginally grown by 0.7%. In the year 2020, this is the lowest as compared to 2008 quarter year. The service sector is one of the largest economic contributor in the country, which has increased the growth of the economy by a percentage of 3.1 and which has to be assisted by the communication, retail, finance and trade sector. In the context of demand for labour in Malaysia, the total number of the job in the private sector at the time of Q1 2020 that comprised in terms of job fulfilled and job vacancy went high by 18,000 to 8.7 million, approximately in the comparison of 8.6 million in the same time of the preceding year quarter. This is the following graph that shows the field job and decline in the vacancy of the job. The number of the job at the time of marginal quarter compared to the past year of 2019. In the context of job losses and job vacancy, this is a drop up by 35,000 as compared to the 2019 to 167,000. The job losses and vacancy declined because of the step taken by the organization that had the aim to slow the losses and increase the performance that was not possible at the time of the corona outbreak. For the purpose to avoid the huge losses of human life, Malaysia has come under the countries that took the initial step regarding the prevention with the help of imposing control movement. All economic operations, with the exception of essential organizational industry, were ordered to shut down and stop trade at the international border level and also stop the incoming and upcoming of foreigners for the particular time. SOP policy and procedure introduced by the government of Malaysia should adhere to the business that used to emphasize the new norm of working and social isolation and distancing. Because of this pandemic situation, many migrants who are working in Malaysia are afraid of losing their employment. People from other countries are losing the ability to get a job, and the labor market is also declining. The dynamic market of the labor faced disequilibrium in the market, and the surplus of the labor also affected the industry like the retail sector and the accommodation that needed to be redeployed in order to maximize the production of the industry and stimulate the economy. The person who is the work seeker facing the difficulty in Malaysia to get a job and find a way to secure their position and employment and try to achieve income generation opportunities by trying improve adaptability and marketability in order to meet demand in many emerging sectors. The gap in the skill can be narrowed by the several upskill pieces of training, cross-skill and reskill program offered by different agencies to support and help workers to tackle, overcome and reduce the issue of job losses. Besides, the value of remittance is anticipated to decrease and decline fast and sharply because of the induced economy uncertainty through the outbreak of COVID-19. Because the market was stuck and also less business activity. And this action is taken by the government of Malaysia that hit very badly to the tourism industry.
To summarize, this study shows the changes that were to be made during the coronavirus pandemic and what had been done by different parties to cope with the changes. The findings can help the recovery phase of Malaysia's economic and regain the employment rate that Malaysia has to offer. In line with SDG 8, which is our group SDG of choosing, which is aiming towards promoting sustainable, inclusive economic development, complete and productive jobs, and decent work for all. So that's it from all of us. Thank you.